Give myself to you. My heart belongs to you. Hey, what's up, y'all? And welcome back to another episode of Love Notes. It's your girl, Rachel Yvonne here. And on today's episode, I will be doing a commentary on track number 12 from my album Love Notes, which is titled My Heart Belongs to You. This is actually one of my favorite songs from the album. And the reason why is because it has, first of all, a very smooth neo-soul R&B type of feel. Kind of sounds very sultry, and I purposefully did that because it is like a romantic song, a romantic love song, but instead of it being to like a significant other or, you know, a boyfriend, husband, it's obviously, if you continue to listen to the song, about my relationship with Christ and how my heart belongs to Him. And so I think it'll grasp listeners' attention because when you first listen to it, just from hearing the first verse, you kind of think, okay, she's talking about her boo or a man type of thing, you know what I mean? Because I don't specify that I'm talking about God until the chorus, if you continue to listen, where I'm saying that He proposed to me that night. Instead of getting on one knee, He pursued me from the cross. And so a lot of you guys know I'm completely, what's the word? Not obsessed, but just very intrigued by the word agape. And I've already spoke on that in my previous episodes, if you want to check that out, the song Agape that I wrote, as well as did a commentary on a couple weeks back. But the form of love, the highest form of love, which is agape, which is sacrificial, which is unconditional, which is I see your flaws and I still choose to love you. The love of God for man and how we should be emulating that in our relationships with other people. I really wanted to capture that in this song. I wanted it to be almost like, once again, romantic. I mean, this really is the greatest love story ever told and known to man, that Christ came down from heaven, put on human flesh, the Word became flesh and dwelt among men, you know, as the Word of God says, so that He could save us. He who knew no sin became sin for us. And that's just, I mean, it's romantic, but it's like, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. And so a lot of women look at this fantasy that society displays through media and music, and we, ever since we're little, we're taught to long for that husband. You know, you've got Barbie and Ken, you know, and things of that nature. And so we look forward to our wedding day as children, but what we have to understand is that Christ pursued us, and we should be pursuing Him as well. And so it brings me to the chorus, and that, you know how a man is supposed to pursue a woman. He courts her, he proposes to her, he gets on one knee, you know, all of the good stuff, right? But Christ already did those things. And He went far above and beyond what a man would do today. He actually pursued us from a cross. He actually proposed to us a free gift of salvation through His blood sacrifice on the cross. And so when you look at it that way, I'm already taken. I'm already in love. I'm already married to Christ, as me being a part of the church, which is His body and His bride. He is married to her. He is the head of the church. I'm a part of the church. And so a lot of people may think, oh, that's weird that you're saying you're married to Christ and you're in love with Him. And, you know, first of all, get your mind out the gutter, because it's not that type of love. You know what I'm saying? We confuse love with lust. Obviously, this love is pure that we have. And so, yes, I can say that I'm married to Christ because the Bible specifically explains how he is married to his bride. And the bride is his church. And as a believer, I am a part of his church. And so, therefore, we are married, okay? And so, Christ is the love of my life. He is the love of my life, and my heart belongs to him. And that, what I mean by that is, a lot of times we are so quick to give our hearts to someone. And I love this metaphor or analogy type of thing that my dad actually told me a couple years back. He said, you know, your heart is like a vase, a very expensive, fragile vase. And you're not just going to give that vase to anyone. You want to make sure that the person you give this vase to is going to be able to care for it, protect it, and not break it, right? Not break your heart, not break this vase. And so you would not give it to someone who just put lotion on their hands and their hands are slippery. You would not give it to someone whose hands are actually dirty and will damage the vase, right? So it's the same with our hearts. We can't be quick to just give our hearts to people who are not worthy of taking care of such a beautiful gem, such a beautiful vase, right? And so that's how I view my heart now. In the past, I've given my heart to people who did not deserve it, and they were not qualified to care for it. But now at this point in my life, I've completely and totally given my heart and my life to Christ, because I know that, first of all, he created it, so he is not going to destroy or destruct it like humans do. Mere mortals, we are continuously flawed, and so I would not want to give my heart to someone like that unless I know that he has a relationship with Christ and that Christ is leading him on how to care for my heart or my vase. You know what I mean? And so, but until then, I will place my heart in the hands of God, and he will place it in the hands of a man who he is leading and who is equipped and qualified to care for it as well and to lead me as well. So, my heart belongs to you is that love song to Christ. It's my love song to God. And I think that if we as women and even men, you know, if we learn to just wait on God and reserve our hearts, because the word of God says to guard your heart, for I mean everything that you do flows from it. So your heart is very, very precious to God, and he even says in his word that he is close to those who are brokenhearted. He's near you. So if you have experienced heartbreak, like I'm sure many of us have, it's not wisdom to jump into another relationship right after that. You know what I mean? Because you're not giving your heart the necessary time it needs to heal. And so for me personally, when I experienced heartbreak, my first instinct was not to go jump in bed with someone. It was not to go find another relationship and get into that relationship. But it was rather to just sit back, hear from God, be silent before the Lord, and give my heart to him so that he could heal it. Because I knew that I was not in any type of position to go from a relationship to the next if my heart is still hurting, if my heart was still, you know, wasn't healed. And so that was the best decision I could have ever made a couple years ago. And now I can honestly, completely say that I'm fully healed. I thank God for that healing. And when he does send that man, I will be totally ready for him. But I'm completely content as well as a single person, and I'm pursuing purpose. And so when your heart belongs to God, he can do so much in you and through you that you would never imagine doing by yourself. And so in order to be saved, the Bible declares that if you believe in your heart, you know, and you confess with your mouth that Jesus Christ is Lord, that God raised him from the dead, then you shall be saved. So it's with the heart you got to believe. And so yeah, man, that's basically my heart belongs to you. I didn't want to make this episode too long, but I did want to specify what I meant by my heart belongs to you, and the proposal metaphors, and I wanted to be very poetic. I write poetry anyway, and I'm very lyrical. I'm a lyricist anyway, but I wanted to be very unique in my approach with this song. So that's why you have a lot of references to marriage and proposal, and but instead it's pertaining to my relationship with Christ as opposed to a relationship with a man, right? So anyways, that was My Heart Belongs to You. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please, please, please feel free to leave a comment, or if you know me personally, go ahead and suggest a song that you want me to do a commentary on. I actually didn't get a suggestion this week, so that's why I just went on ahead and randomly chose My Heart Belongs to You, because it is one of my favorite songs from my album. But Love Notes is available to download, you guys, everywhere online, at iTunes, Amazon, Google Play. It's available on Spotify, YouTube, whatever means of online music forms that you guys use. Go ahead and just search Rachel Yvonne Love Notes, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find it. And yeah, man, I will see you guys next video. Be sure to be on the lookout for some pretty dope things happening this year. I won't say too much, but just subscribe to my YouTube channel, and go ahead and stay connected with my website, which is www.rachelyvonnemusic.com. Alright, so I'll see y'all next video. Take care. God bless. I give myself